So, it's a reminder to me that technology and anthropology sit very close together, but also that sometimes we miss the real vector driving innovation. We have this idea that innovation is something that the smartest, kind of nerdiest people, or the Joni Ives, the creative people, get to do. But when you look at companies like, that exist in China, many of your new competitors, they actually operate on a different innovation model. I'll give you an example. The world's biggest white goods manufacturer today is Haier. A couple of years ago, they had a problem. There was this remote village in the middle of nowhere, and they had one washing machine that everybody used. It was broken. And they kept calling the contact center, and they said, listen, come and fix our machine. Finally, the engineers got fed up, and they went over to the village to check it out. Get to the village. They thought, well, these guys are farmers. There's probably dirt in the filters. Yeah. They opened it up, took a look. Yep, dirt in the filters. But here's the thing. Turns out it wasn't from clothes. It was from potatoes. The villagers have been washing their vegetables in this washing machine. What do you think what you do? I mean, the engineers among you must be horrified. Okay. Well, what do you think that the CEO of Haier did? What do you think he told his engineers? What do you think? Make a potato washer. Exactly right. That's what they did. In fact, it became the best-selling washing machine in China. I'm not kidding. They sell a version in Tibet now that has a button that when you activate it means it not only washes clothes, it also churns butter. I want you to think, this is ridiculous, right? But I want you to consider this, that some of these companies in China, they're not basing their innovation on market research reports or feasibility studies or focus groups. They're just looking at what their customers do with their products and giving them more of it, no matter how strange it might seem. I mean, it's not just white goods, it's happening in telecommunications. We look at the original iPhone and the iPad and we think, this is the hallmark of great innovation. If you look around the world at some of the most disruptive forces in mobile today, it's often devices that look like iPhones, but they're cheap, they have 2 SIM card slots, they have free TV tuners. They're what the Chinese call shenzai, or bandit technology, all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, this is often made by the same factories that make your authorized devices by day. By night, they churn out these clones. And this was a bit of a joke until, not so long ago. Some of these clones actually started having better processors, better cameras, and better specs than their originals. I mean, they've even got their own version of Steve Jobs. I was over, in China, and I asked one of these guys in Shenzhen that runs one of these big factories. I said, listen, how do you compete with Apple? He just laughed at me. He said, what do you mean compete with Apple? They put out one phone every 14 months. I put out 14 every month, and I see what people buy. I see what features they use. And it's kind of a Darwinian evolutionary model that, if you think about it, is powered by something that ultimately cannot be beaten, because it's powered by human behavior. And this is going to become more important in the future, because if you look at the next wave of where we're going, wearable computers. I mean, what is this if not an extension of human behavior? The next technology revolution will be human scale. For those of you in the industry, I mean, you always say one of the differences between AV and IT is that AV is ultimately about the experience. It's not just about the packet network, it's about how it sounds, how it looks. It's about the human scale of the experience. So if you really believe that, then you've also got to be open to the fact that often the things that drive you nuts about what your clients do and want are the real source of innovation. And that real innovation comes from being able to see the world through your customer's eyes, about thinking about anthropology, not just technology. Look at how your customers' experiences and behavior can lead you to innovate around product and service design. I mean, try this. Challenge your teams. Take them out of their comfort zones. Pull them out of backstage and get them to spend some more time in the direct lived experience of your customers, in their companies, in their meetings, and ask yourself, what new insights can you gain about their needs and desires and wants? And here's a mind grenade for you to think about. What is something that your customers do today that drives you crazy, like the potato washing machine? But if you thought about it just a little bit more, it might be turned into a source of opportunity.